Hey, what's going on? This KLA Cloud the Wanderer, and I'm here with me is David Sandoval of he's the creator of comic Half Dark the Source. How you doing, Dave?
I'm doing great, man. I'm happy to be here, and thanks for the invite.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, I stumbled across your comic on your Instagram, and I was
Yeah.
curious what was it about?
Oh, so Half Dark, the source, man. It's about a couple of different things. I have a lot of different depth to it, to be honest. The concepts that I had given it was based off of a lot of inspiration from the Sumerian tablets, Billy Carson. Looked into like Paul Wallace, Why We're Here, things like that. So like the Anunnakis kind of like popped out at me, and one day me and a buddy were just like watching it, and I got really intrigued, man. Just realizing that that there's more to it when it comes to the story, especially towards like the Bible and things like that. That there's a bigger perception. And so when I threw this story together, I kind of just threw in all the mythological things that I could have um, thrown into it and turned it into like a modernized, kind of like a cosmic like spin-off. So yeah, Half Dark is basically like the king is trying to reach his or loses his confidence, and when they go back to Earth, basically they're trying to find out what the source of the problem was, and to bringing him back to his higher self. And so it's a multi-dimensional comic book that has like different depth to it. So yeah, the way that I got the title was because I'm into science and um, astrology. So I kind of like just one night was staring up at the sky, and sometimes the moon is half dark. It's like half moon. So I thought, man, kind of gave me a big old inspiration. And so yeah, um, basically how I came up with the story and the concept was based off of those things and Dr. Stephen Greer, and also listening to Joe Rogan podcast, things like that about ancient aliens, all that stuff. So yeah, man. Well, did you read it? What'd you think about it?
I'm keeping it right. I didn't read it. I just look. I've seen the illustrations on the Instagram. I was trying to like get it on Amazon, but I had a tough time, trying to get it through Amazon. And my card, I ain't really had nothing in my card, so I think it's free or something. It's a free read or something
Yeah,
like that.
you can get like the first like couple pages for free.
Yeah,
Basically just gives you the a little run off of the beginning, but yeah, it's just one of those, like in the beginning it kind of just it starts off slow, like every story,
yeah,
and yeah, once they come to Earth, that's when like the real stuff starts to happen. So
yeah,
um,
yeah.
yeah, definitely if you gave it a read and just based off of what it says on what it's about, uh, we can only go off of so much with that, but that's
Yeah,
why I
you
say
don't have
there's
to
a
give
lot to
out
explain.
everything.
Yeah,
I'm not expecting you to give off everything. I just I was I was just curious about. I was just curious on what it was about because I was trying to get see if I could get a book on it, but I was having a little tough time doing that. So forgive me
it's all good.
about that.
All good, man. Yeah, no, yeah, but basically all the things that I explained what it was about is just really, I guess, like the Sumerian tablets. Enki and Enlil were two brothers in mythological history that had conflict against humanity, and the Dark King Enlil, he was the one that wanted to slow humanity's uh, consciousness down and
Mm.
basically cause genocide, which is what goes back to these tablets, and his brother Enki was the one that was trying to enlighten others. So,
Yeah.
but
It
yeah,
kind
it's
of,
if you ever looked up
yeah,
why we're here, man, that's a good it's a good video to like get the full concept of the whole story.
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of I've read, spiritual beliefs on, on what's the word I'm looking for? Metaphysical transcendence and stuff like that. It's this book. It's called Juan Falun. It talks about cultivating the mind, and like the reason it tells you like the reason why you're here, and you know, like just elevating yourself. Like we're from like I don't know if I could say high level stuff, but we're from other worlds, and
For
we
sure.
drop down, and there's different like layers of um of heavens, for the firmaments and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
you don't know where you came from. You drop down to this physical dimension where you can't see anything outside of it, you
Right.
know. And,
No,
and
it's true, man, and
you
that's the thing about it all is that once you experience people like family that passes away and things like that, it kind of
yeah,
makes you want to like look more internally and spiritually speaking, it kind of like opens your mind up to like want to dabble into things like numerology, laws of attraction, things like that, or once you figure out what laws of attraction are, you get what you put out in the universe, things like
yeah,
that. And you start to realize that there's some synchronicity to that. It's like levels to it, man. And some people are not ready for those type of conversations sometimes. So a lot of those
yeah,
things
I
are
know,
internal works. But
yeah,
then it comes down to understanding the energy, like the seven chakras and how those are all like can ascend, to your higher consciousness and your third eye, like for intuition and awareness, things like that. So we're very highly emotional beings. A lot of people like to look at things logically, but first we go into our emotions and then we try to put things out logically before speaking. So, um, yeah, so that's kind of what I got into, and then like healing, you kind of heal through things like traumas and stuff like that, and you want to know like what you can do to like realign yourself. I mean, some people go towards drugs and things like that, and, something that's gonna keep them afloat, but a lot of those times people don't realize that those are like the lower energies that are trying to keep you down. So. I look into like solfeggio frequencies, the Earth's natural frequency and things like that, like 432. And it's all in songs, man. It's inside of, our bodies are all made of water. So you are what you listen to, what you think all day. You are everything uh, that comes into alignment with what you want to become. So, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Like, how long were you like into spirituality?
Man, when I was a kid, she always had chicken noodle soup for the soul. And so that was laying around for a while, and she was always, writing things down and drawing things out and kind of manifesting things into existence, right? So to me, it always seemed like it was pretty magical. And then later in life, like I said, after, my father passed in '09, it kind of like woke me up to like going back to internal again, which is, the laws of attraction, so the keys to the universe and things like that with Jack Canfield. And so I looked into him and I started doing more work and started fixing, what was past traumas, things that you can't go back on. And you can't ask questions, to that person anymore. You have to kind of fix things subconsciously. So Yeah,
Yeah.
it's probably been since then. '09, I'd say, is when. And then when I really had my spiritual awakening was probably like when my son was born, which is 2012. So things like that, you started to look at things differently when life is in your hands and it's no longer yours anymore. You have priorities. So
Mm.
you want the best for your kids. So
Right.
yeah.
How long did it took you to develop this comic? Did you write it? Did you like illustrate it? And
Yeah,
like how
I
did
wrote it.
you like oh no, I
Yeah,
was just
so
gonna ask you I'm sorry, I was just gonna ask you um how did you like after the process, like what did you do after like to put it out there, like in terms of did you go to a comic convention and stuff like that? But you just tell the process, that's all. I don't
yeah,
wanna
no, so basically a lot of thoughts were just coming in after watching different videos and, start getting more into it. Everything was kind of inspiring me as I was going through like, life and work and all that stuff. And so I realized that I had a passion for writing, and basically started looking into scripts, and followed I followed the way that you're supposed to edit a script with the certain tabs and all that stuff. And before you know it, everything started clicking for me. It took me probably less than a year to write Half Dark in 2021. So during COVID, it was more of those, we're all on lockdown. And like I said, you kind of go internally again. And in order to stay fit and creative, you got to have to think outside the box. So that's kind of what happened. And then once I finished the script, I put it on the Writers Guild of America, got it registered, and pretty much I put it on Instagram the first year. And uh, I don't know. I think I was trying to get into some things with some friends that were kind of promising me some connections, and I took it down. So I thought, well, maybe I'll just wait, because it was so fresh at the time that I put it out that it seemed like it was ready yet. It was, too early. And so just recently, I've been just out here in Texas, and I was out meditating, walking this trail out here, and I was just like, man, what can I do? You start thinking, nature starts talking to you, you start feeling like, you know, reflective on life and things like that. So I was like, man, I have this book, this comic book, man. I should just put it out there and see what happens. It's finished, like first chapter, all that stuff. So yeah, man, I put it out there, and it seems like a lot of people like it. I got a lot of good hits on it. People were downloading, so I'm making a lot of different uh, bracelets right now. I do copper bracelets, as you can see. I have a little. So
yeah.
if anyone purchases a book, I make them a custom copper bracelet and send it out to them. So been pretty
Yeah.
busy doing that. On top of that, I do barbering. So I do barbering, got my license, and then I also work at HEB as a stock up. So pretty busy, man. And stuck putting this out now. So
Yeah. When did you get the artist?
so the artist, I found him on Fiverr, and basically him and I were collaborating back and forth in 2021, and basically him and I were sharing ideas, and I kept telling him I wanted this concept, and gave him all the details of how I thought the characters should look, and yeah, man,
Mm.
he did an excellent job. People say they look like Smurfs on steroids, but
You know what?
um,
It reminded me on like Prince Lothar from Voltron.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what it kind of reminded me a race of people. Like it kind of reminded me a little bit of Dragon Ball Z, and I know that's the
yeah.
the cliche, but it had a little bit like Voltron. It kind of reminded me of Prince Lothar because his skin was blue and stuff. So I
Oh,
don't
most
know.
definitely, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
that's kind of like what the concept was, is that we wanted them to look, Yeah, not like Dragon Ball Z necessarily, but to have
Yeah,
this, same kind of, I guess you could say, like the aura about them. You want to have them look very fit and cool looking. So, and yeah,
yeah.
he created this comic based off of the script that I gave him. I just gave him the script and then started sharing ideas, and yeah, I paid him for the first. I think I have about 15 slides from him. And so, yeah,
Awesome.
it's been a while since I've been in touch with him, but, he's been telling me, yo, let me know when you want the next slide. So right now, what I'm trying to see is, how the hits are doing, how people like it, and if they enjoy it well enough, then let's bring it on.
Yeah.
So
Like that is
that's
that the
just the idea.
only it just contain one volume so far?
Yeah, so I have this one volume, and then I also have two other ones that are kind of like side quest stories to this story, and it just all kind of collides into just one mesh, one world. So, but yeah,
No.
those are all finished on the back burner too. But as far as seeing how this one goes first, see, you kind of want to know if you got the talent. Just kind of like a singer on American Idol. You don't know if you can sing or or you're just a shower singer. So I kind of made this story to where it's got like its own hooks, so it's not so boring. Especially nowadays, it's hard to keep people's attention span. Man, it's very small, very limited.
Mm,
So I created
yeah,
a manuscript that I felt like can relate to people, and then try to keep it hooked. Not monologue and draggy. So that's kind of what I envisioned anyway.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
what would you want somebody to get out of reading your story?
So basically, you are who you hang out with, and the concept behind it all. Like, once you get deeper into the story, you realize that you are more powerful than what you were made to believe. Uh, that you can manifest things, you can look into your higher self, and yeah, man. Basically, what I would like for people to see out of the story is just to be able to believe in their higher selves. Yeah, believe that there's more out there than just going to a 9 to 5 and being creative. You know, but yeah, try to keep them
Yeah,
inspired
that
and creative.
that's good. That's good. Yeah, a lot of people they're distracted with social media and other things and stuff like that. Sometimes it can be tough, and sometimes you got to use art to 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 help people get out of the situations that they are in.
You gotta
So,
resonate, man. You gotta resonate with people that are going through certain things, and experiences. You can share so much, but not a lot of people like to hear advice. But if you have an experience to share, sometimes people can relate, and it can help them get through whatever tough times that they're going through. So that's always kind of been like my niche, is always trying to find somebody's weakness and trying to like praise them up, and let them ground themselves again, and hey, keep pushing forward and don't give up, man. You're still breathing.
yeah,
Not a lot of people woke up today, so I mean, you're blessed to give yourself another chance to keep going. So that's kind of what my niche has been, man, since I was really young. I've always looked after other people and try to be someone's big brother or cousin or something. So
yeah.
yeah.
Like, what, like, before, like, ever, like, writing your comic, like, yeah, did you go to school for, like, writing or, like, to writing your stories?
Nah, man. I always was into poetry when I was young. I was like a hopeless romantic, so to speak. And yeah, dude, in school I realized that I was doing better in language arts than any other class. I have many different journals when I was young. Probably like a good six of them still. Where I was reading them and I'm like, man, like I was super creative back then. talk about everything that was going on, and I was super highly aware. And yeah, so I believe that having the ability to write gives you your own creative control. You know, especially as a kid, you know, you're not allowed to speak against your parents. Well, the way I was growing up, you know, you're not supposed to outspeak. You know, you're supposed to stay in line and do what they tell you, and that's it. But when it came to writing, it's very expressive. It's very creative. It's, you know, you're freelance, so you feel free. I feel free. That's kind of why I think it kept finding me again. And so I have a whole nother channel, which is Silver HD, that involves all the different types of poetry, but they involve like conspiracy slash, you know, spiritual awakening type of adventure, cosmic things, you know. So I try to like keep things fresh uh, and not too boring, you know. You gotta keep things moving. So yeah.
Was you like into like comic books? Like you had like a favorite comic book that you read when you was younger, or you wasn't really
Yeah,
into
man,
it like that?
I had a couple of them actually. I had a lot of different Spider-Man comic books. I had some Superman comic books. My dad, he was really huge into those type of things when he was young. So X-Men and all that. Yeah, man, it's something big for me. I love Spawn, you know. So
Yeah,
Spawn was a good one, and just anything that had good action to it, you know. The Even movies nowadays, it's like The Matrix, The Fifth Element, Stargate. Yeah, those good classics, man. You know, they keep your brain moving, keep you thinking. So anything in
mm,
comic book world that was keeping me going was probably those categories right there.
yeah, yeah. I'm recently started like watching some Star Trek spin-offs. Like
Oh, Star Trek, yeah.
yeah, like when I was a kid, I used to like the original series. As far as I go back, that the original series was my favorite show and stuff. And like during the years, I would see the Star Trek spin-offs, but some of them I really wasn't into it like that until, like probably like I would say recently I was, just curious, like how, because people would talk about highly of these spinoffs. So
Right,
like Deep Space Nine, I was checking that out, and like it had like spirituality and politics in it, and so that's what just kept me going, wanting to watch more of the episodes and stuff. And yeah, like
for sure.
yeah, 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 it was really good. Like I didn't know, like before, like I didn't know, what was it about. It was like it was
Right.
hard for me to like know what was going on, and then for some reason, just recently, I started watching like the whole 7 seasons of it, and it's basically about the Bajoran people. They was being oppressed by the Cardassians, and they had this faith about
Yeah.
these alien beings protecting them and stuff like that. And so, Captain Cisco, he was in the Federation. He was like taking
Young
over
Federation.
the
Yep.
yeah the space station, and so he was appointed to protect the Bajoran people. I forgot what the emissary. He was called the emissary, and so they was going through the series. They was going through the what was the name of that, the Maquis and the other alien race.
And
The
the Anunnaki, the reptilian. They got
yeah,
the Atlantis.
the dinosaur looking dudes.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, they
the
call them draconian or reptilian
yeah,
race, something
something
like
like
that.
that. But yeah, it was really interesting, and it was about faith, like understanding why he was like doing what he was doing, because he had doubts. in the series and stuff like that. Then yeah,
Yeah, man,
yeah,
they have a lot of cool stuff back then, especially when you get a little older and you can understand things more. It's like, man, you
yeah,
realize you missed all kinds of things, when you was young. Like, you didn't see things the way that you see them now. Your eyes are completely wide open, so it's easier
yeah,
to understand and grasp the concept. Even The Matrix, I've watched it probably a good 100 times, and still, man, there's still little gems that I'm finding in there.
yeah, yeah,
It's just good stuff, man. All that stuff, like the Stargate, even. So it's like, even the scientist in the Stargate, not a lot of people wanted to believe that he knew what he was talking about, but he was the only one that knew how to open up the Stargate. And this is the one with Kurt Russell. So
yeah.
uh,
I seen that one
yeah,
in theaters. I seen it. I
yeah.
never really watched the series too much like that. I don't know. I just probably couldn't really. Maybe I might take a glimpse of it, but I wasn't
Yeah.
really into the series. But I did watch the original movie and stuff. So, but it was good. I
What
remember
about
that.
the the Fifth Element? You ever watch the Fifth Element?
Yeah, yeah, that's my
Yeah,
favorite.
man.
I would say that's my favorite sci-fi
It's
adventure.
good.
You know,
Yeah, man,
yeah, I
especially at
like
the
that
end when
one.
they put all the they put all the elements of Earth together, and then
Yeah,
yeah, like the last one was, what do you say, love? And so when he kissed her, like basically it sent the way the meteoroid that's gonna destroy the Earth. So, just
yeah,
things like that, man. It kind of just opens your mind to be creative. Like, where did they get these stories from? Like, so that's why I've been into a lot of mythology like that.
yeah,
Nowadays it's just everybody's kind of talking about it. It's popping into the algorithms, like the Tartarians and all this other good stuff. So it's like, man, it's a lot more than what we think it is. So we're just
yeah,
another layer to history. That's kind of how I see
yeah.
it.
It's interesting. You mentioned about Joe Rogan. I know he talk about certain things, and I don't really listen to him. I hear things, but but like there's clips that he do talk about paranormal activities and stuff like that, UFOs. He even interviewed people that they worked at NASA and they discovered that there were like UFO activities and stuff like that.
Right.
You know,
Yeah. See, and that's another thing with him. He's got a whole agenda full of things. Like UFOs, spirituality type things. NASA. He says. I guess part of Giza, the pyramids of Egypt are owned by NASA. So and that's kind of like, it kind of just gets your mind going. When other people, especially podcasters like him, that would speak about it and be confident and knowing that there's probably more to it than what we're being told. So,
yeah,
it keeps everything kind of fresh. But Joe Rogan, I think he was with Alex Jones, and he kind of opened up the whole door behind all these other occult groups. And so, yeah, won't get into it too much, but yeah, man, it's just all around us, dude. Symbols and spirituality. It's kind of like you kind of have to protect yourself, right? So you gotta go inside, and you gotta, like, make sure that you're protecting your energy and giving yourself good positive vibes all the time. Talk affirmations into yourself. So it's always tell people, speak into the mirror.
yeah. Like about your comic, like you don't mind talking about the characters more. Like I know you talked about this one guy. He's a king. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, so King Enki, he's the king of planet Yerbin.
Yeah,
So Yerbin is spelled Nibiru backwards. Basically, it's Nibiru is where the Anunnakis were originally from, and so I kind of just spun it around and tried to show that that this king is actually protecting the civilization that he helped escape from the massive flood that was being pushed down onto Earth by his brother Enlil. So in the real true story, I mean, this is what's happened in mythology in these tablets that they've spoken about. That these guys are basically in between making decisions for the human race. And so, yeah, when you go to this planet, it's basically King Enki's ceremonies that are actually keeping this golden shield around the Earth from being discovered until he starts losing confidence in what is to come next. And so his son, Crix, which is right here walking through the portal, he's actually able to be more in tune with his empathy and things like he's very in tune with his intuition. And so his father, I guess, he's just so confident that they won't be found. Well, then this vision that Crix ends up getting, he ends up having to show his father, through this purple energy ball, that his vision that he gives to him, like, that, hey, this planet is about to be destroyed, like we got to make our move. And so um, basically, his father didn't believe it because, as a king, you rule, your rules are your rule, and you don't have to listen to anybody else, really. It's kind of like how a father is. And so until something happens, which is when he starts seeing these bombs dropping in the distance, is when he realizes that his son was correct. And so he gets everybody ready to hop into
Mm.
these space pods to send them out through the stargates. And as they're getting sent out, they're getting destroyed. So his father ends up seeing his two sons taking off into these pods, these space pods, and I created it in a way where he's able to put up a protective shield through these obelisks. I don't know if you know what an obelisk is.
Mm.
Basically, they're like these antennas that are next to pyramids. They have them even in
Mm.
Washington, dude. But basically, they're like ancient antennas, and he sends off a frequency to protect them, to send them through the stargates. Well, as they're going through the stargate, heading towards the Orion's belt, the three stars, um, they get separated. Well, when they get separated, then Crix ends up going into a different timeline, back to Earth. And when he gets back to Earth, it goes into a football ceremony with uh, a guy named Dave, a football player named Dave, Flight. So I'm not sure if you want me to give away too much of the story, but the spinoff here,
I just
yeah,
wanted you like to talk about the characters.
yeah,
I would want to read it and stuff. I don't want you to,
yeah.
feel like, I just wanted you to like, talk about like the main character and then other characters and stuff. And, yeah, do you have
Yeah,
like other projects you working on or?
yeah, I do actually. I got a couple different ones. So I got some that are related to Native American. It's kind of like the same, like that Enkidu that you
Mhm.
see in the beginning with his,
Yeah.
his necklace. I have a side quest story for him, and then he's talking to Gilgamesh, which I don't know if you ever heard of the Epic Adventures of Gilgamesh. He's supposed to be like an Anunnaki mythological humanoid. So he's like the first king of the Anunnakis. He's got a side story, and then the wife that ends up, in the story, the king loses his wife. So that's where his confidence was really lying inside with his son. Is that once he started talking about his wife, he started losing confidence again. And so there's a side quest story for his wife as well. So I got a couple of different projects, man. They're supposed to just kind of collide into this whole thing, but um, yeah, like I said, it's just trying to see if anybody's gonna be interested in what I got so far, and it looks good. It looks good so far. A lot of people are liking it. They're digging it. So it's kind of getting me motivated to continue to put those other ones out as soon as this one takes off.
Yeah.
So,
But
but
do you I was gonna ask, like, do you go like to comic conventions or anything like that, or plan to?
yeah, I plan on going to Comic Con. I like to go down there and eventually set up a booth, and try to
New
launch some
York
more
Comic
things.
Con?
Yeah, Comic Con. Yeah, man. I have some cousins that
Okay,
go down there, and they all love it. So
that's dope.
I was thinking of, man, if I go down there and just at least pull out a booth and display all of Half Dark and see who wants to
Yeah,
read the source, man. So,
yeah,
I mean, little things like that, can go a long way. But um, yeah, I'm really, really inspired and intrigued for people to read it and see what they think about it. Like see if it made sense to them, because as it did for me. So, but
yeah.
yeah, that's the kind of the plan. I like to make it into like into some kind of like episodes or something, like some kind of animation eventually. But we'll see how far it goes. God willing, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They making, animations into to based on comics and stuff. So yeah, that could work. That could definitely work. If people gravitate to it, it probably definitely will work. Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
but as far as the characters go, man, they're all, like I said, parallel dimensions. So things that are the names that you hear here on this planet are names that are switched onto Earth. So I
Mm.
give that little gem there. But
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
all
I'm not.
parallel
I'm.
names.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a lead, man. I'm sorry if I didn't. I just. I just seen the illustrations and I was like, you know, I, I don't know, man. I was curious. That's all. I was
No, I hear
curious
you.
about
Yeah.
it more than just reading it and because I was gonna ask you, hey, is it possible I could get like some like panels of it and stuff, but I seen it on your Instagram and so that's what I showcased and but
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I could
Yeah. No,
yeah.
I can send you a copy or whatever. If you have a PO box, you can email me or something, and send you a gift with it, which is the copper bracelet. And then also I have the comic book animations too on the side, but I haven't released those yet with the book because like I said, I'm
Yeah,
just trying to go with budget right now, see if people like
right.
it. So I'm doing little teasers, yeah, on Instagram where I'm throwing some slides, not all of them, but yeah, it seems like it's working.
Yeah, yeah. Like what do you like you are you married? I know you said
Uh,
you had a
I
son.
Yeah, I was married, divorced
Mm,
now. I have 3 kids.
mm.
So yeah, man, I had to move from California out here to Texas and start all over again. So basically, I'm doing
Oh.
all this for my kids and doing everything that I'm working hard towards is for them and their future.
Yeah, I asked because I was thinking maybe you got a wife and she supports you or something like that.
Oh yeah, no, I was 15 years in. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, so that whole thing, when times change, people change, and it ain't the same anymore. That's kind of what happens, in life. So people kind of outgrow each other in different ways.
I got you. I got you. Have you
Yeah.
seen like any like superhero movies lately?
I've been recently watching some Superman ones. I've been watching, a couple of different ones like Spider-Man's again. I don't know. I've been getting caught up in the older Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans.
Yeah.
Those are pretty fun still to watch because they're classic to me. They almost are very comic-like, you know. And so yeah, I've been looking into it. But I did see that there is a new one that just came out. That's
Yeah.
supposed to
Yeah.
be
Brand
something
new day.
tomorrow,
That
brand new
that's what
day. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
So
think it's
that's pretty
coming
cool.
out this week, actually. Yeah, this weekend. It's coming out.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Then they's talking about recently they talked about the the Black Panther 3. There's a new actor that's gonna be in Black Panther 3. He's gonna be T'Challa's son. I forgot
Colts
his
fan.
name, David Johnson, and he been in some movies and stuff. So yeah,
Oh, that's gonna be cool, man. Yeah, I mean they keep it going with the Marvels, so
yeah.
that's cool. There's always something new. I think what is it? The guy that played Deadpool.
Oh, you didn't like
Uh,
Deadpool?
no, the guy that played Deadpool,
Oh,
Ryan
Ryan Reynolds.
Reynolds. Yeah, he's supposed to play, I
Yeah,
think, in another, or even Ryan Gosling too. Ryan Gosling supposed to
yeah.
play in a new
Ryan
Marvel
Gosling.
movie.
He's
It's
gonna
that guy.
be
Yeah,
help. He's gonna be Ghost Rider. Yeah,
Ghost
yeah,
Rider. Yeah, that's what I heard
yeah,
today. Yeah, I just literally heard it
yeah,
today. I was like, it's one of them Ryans, man. But
yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah.
gonna be
Ryan
pretty cool
Gosling.
too.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah,
Have you
man.
seen like the preview of the Avenger movie Doomsday?
Oh, nah, man. I haven't even taken a look at it yet. It looks pretty good
Yeah.
though. Yeah.
I mean, you can check it out right now. There's a clip
Okay.
of it. Oh, the sound ain't there, so that's good because yeah. So the X-Men is gonna be in it, and I think from what I understand, like it's gonna be like the Avengers versus the X-Men, and the Fantastic Four gonna be in this. So
Oh man, that's gonna be sick.
yeah. Some people not really feeling it because they feel like it may not be that great, you know. But I don't know. Like
Okay.
Black Panthers, Neymar stuff. So yeah, Thor he's fighting Doom. Yeah, Cyclops, Gambit, Shang-Chi. Yeah, yeah. This coming in December. Some people didn't really like how Mystique looked. They was really critical on it. So
Oh yeah, people are already dropping bombs on them. Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. They
that's the
don't
thing
think
is
it's
that
gonna
people
be
like to
good.
get
Good.
yeah,
Yeah,
get used to one way, man. But sometimes when worlds collide, you'd be surprised on how cool it is. I mean, the even with Spider-Man when they had all the different like Doctor Octavius and the Goblin, and they was all in there and they were confused on who the new Spider-Man was. I mean, I thought that was pretty interesting, to see all them kind of collide like that. And then Jamie
yeah,
Foxx, right? As
yeah. I've seen that one. I seen that one in theaters. Yeah.
I think it was like Far Away from Home or something. I'm not too sure. I think it's that
That
one.
that was with the other one. I forgot the Amazing Spider-Man 2. I think that's what it was called. Yeah,
Like
yeah. The
No Way Home or something. But yeah,
Oh
uh,
yeah, yeah. He was in that. He was in it, but he was in they were like in Ultra Universe, and I
yeah, there
think
you go.
Peter Parker he brought them back in. He brought them in his dimension and stuff. And so
Exactly. Yeah, keep putting him away. Yeah,
yeah, and so he had to he had to send them back to their own dimension, but then other 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 beings from other dimensions started coming back to his reality, and they knew who he was. So he had to have Doctor Strange help him like erase people's memories so they wouldn't know who he was.
yeah,
And
exactly. So you got
and
it.
it
Yeah,
affected his friends. Yeah, it affected his friends from knowing who he was. So like in this upcoming Spider-Man, they're not gonna know that he's Spider-Man. And they're not gonna even
right.
know who he is, period. So
Because all
yeah,
of his friends, yeah, they got their memory erased from him. So that's gonna be
yeah,
interesting. Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, they keep doing different things with this Marvel stuff, man. But I mean, sometimes you'd be surprised, some things are pretty cool to see.
yeah,
It's pretty cool to see.
yeah.
Yeah,
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 man. I don't want to take you hostage, man, but I really appreciate you, sharing the half dark. Definitely
of course,
gonna
man.
read it, man. Take a read, definitely. Yeah, like
Appreciate you. Yeah, man. If you,
do you, do you have like any advice for somebody that want to start, their own comic or writing their ideas in paper, real quick?
yeah, for sure. You just gotta put your mind to it. Things that come down that are creative, that you feel like don't mean nothing, write it down anyways, and eventually it'll turn into something. So if I can inspire anybody, I'd say listen to a lot of different great composers like Hans Zimmer. Listen to like the Lord of the Rings tracks, things like that. Even listen to Michael Andrews. He's always really good. He does the Donnie Darko soundtrack. So if it, and music honestly puts you into that realm, or it does for me. You can be walking and listening to these different type of great piano songs, and something will click. Basically nature. So just go out, ground yourself, and stay creative. And write everything down. Things that you think that don't matter will eventually matter soon into your writing if you allow it. So it'll be inspiring to just stay
Yeah,
creative.
yeah. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay tuned with your comic, man. Like, yeah, take a read, and then we can actually talk about it. You know,
Oh yeah, man. Most definitely. When you do, email me, and yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts and see what you think about it.
yeah,
It'll inspire me to keep moving forward, which is what every writer and creator would love to hear, is how constructive criticism is. So feedback is always number one. So yeah, appreciate you, bro, and thank you for this your time. And this, to me, it was like divine intervention. Like I said, I've been praying on things, and then you emailed me, and so things kind of naturally just kind of happened. And just first off, like to thank God for that. The creator of the
yeah. I
universe.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
man, for sure. But
All
yeah,
right,
hit
I'm
me
gonna
up,
let you.
and I'll send you the book and stuff like that if you like.
All right, thank you, man. Thank you.
All right, big bro.
All right,
You have a good one. All right.
you too.